Welcome everyone to another section of our course, and I'm really hoping that most of the things that we have so far discussed are things that you can use for your future development career. Before we go and start with another lesson about HTML, I just want to share to you here a mentality that I myself practice when it comes to resiliency and when it comes to the value of failure and how this will be helping you become much better in anything that you do. I just want to share to you my personal experience and mindset when it comes to failure because I really believe it helped me with my personal and professional growth. I believe that getting into the coding industry can sometimes be very, very intimidating for some people. And I personally also experienced that, and that's the same reason why I want you to have a positive mindset. And I also want you to try to go and check out the growth mindset versus a fixed mindset because as future developers, it will be something that will be very, very useful if you're going to be entering the tech industry. As we all know, technology is continuously improving and there are new technologies coming out all the time. So I'm hoping that you will also adapt not only the positive mindset when it comes to the idea of how we deal with failures and at the same time how we go and improve and grow from the failures that we have encountered in life. So what I'm saying here, guys, I just want you to also adapt the mentality of growth mindset and to never give up because there will be some times that you might encounter from where you will be applying for a job and you don't get hired in an instant or you don't get the job that you want in an instant. In this case, we are trying to enter the coding industry, the software development industry. I know that it will not be easy, but what I'm saying here, we are living in the information technology era and technology will be there and technology will be continuously improving. So it's really a worth it investment. And one thing that I just want to share to you here is the mentality of Jack Ma. And he said one quote that I really love, if you don't give up, you still have a chance. Giving up is the greatest failure. I know that learning might take some time. It will not be a walk in the park, as we may say it. However, it will be all worth it. As long as you love what you're doing, as long as you're seeing improvement, even if it's small steps or baby steps of improvement, any achievement, you have to celebrate it. Okay? So, my tip of advice if you're having a difficult time in understanding some lessons, I go back to my tips from the very beginning. Read more, read more about the lessons, read more about the documentation, review them, and start practicing what you have learned by getting your hands really dirty and build projects. That's really really important. You starting to build a lot of projects because that's where you will get more experience in using the concepts that we are applying here in this course. Now I just want to go and tackle here the word rejection because there might come a point in our lives that we get rejected, may it be related to professional situations or in our work or in our personal life. And I want you to have a positive mindset when it comes to rejection. You might be applying for a job and you get demotivated because you were not able to get the job that you wanted. So what I want to share to you here is the mindset here. As I look back on my life, I realized that every time I thought I was being rejected from something good, I was actually being redirected to something better. And I just want to share here the story of the mineral water boy. I just want to go and share to you this story of the mineral water boy who sells mineral water inside of buses. Here in the Philippines, we have certain vendors of mineral water who gets on a bus and then they offer you mineral water. They're selling mineral water bottles similar to the one here that we have in our slide. If we try to go and observe the mineral water boy who sells the mineral water to a passenger in front of the bus, you will notice that if the mineral water boy was rejected by the first passenger that he offered the mineral water to, he will not be spending too much time to that passenger. He will not be doing some additional marketing. Hey ma'am, hey sir, this is really, really good mineral water. This is a very good mineral water. It's very fresh. And he will not be doing that anymore. Instead, he will maximize his time and he will move on to the next passenger. And if he gets rejected, he will move on to the next passenger. And if he gets rejected still, he will move on to the next passenger again until he finds the passenger that is interested and is thirsty and who is willing to buy the product that he is selling. So the main moral lesson of the story is that there will be some times that you might get rejected. Like, let's say, for example, you're applying for a job, you don't get the job. It's completely okay to be disappointed at some point because sometimes there are really days like that. However, I really hope that you won't be wasting too much time in being depressed about that failure. Instead, learn from the experience and then move to the next company. Or you can even try to resubmit another application in the same company from where you failed. Just think of that failure as your opportunity for growth. And you might not know, the next company might be the right company that will be for you. Or the next time that you try to apply in the same company that rejected you, that same company might already be in need of your skills and they can see your potential due to your perseverance. And this is the same reason why I would highly recommend that you go and write a thank you letter to the company that you've applied for and you got rejected from the job, because at least you still have a second chance to prove yourself to them and try to improve the next time you schedule an interview with them. So I really hope that you become a bouncer rather than a splatter. Okay, it's okay to be depressed at some point, but don't take too long being depressed because that's you wasting your time. And we don't want that because I know that there will be something better for you. You just need to really work hard for it and you move forward and try to look for that something better. Okay? So here, I just want to emphasize here also that we have to be a bouncer and try to observe this ball, class. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of success. So, a lot of people who are successful, such as Jack Ma, failed a lot of times before they were able to achieve what they are right now. And I really believe that we can compare failure to the ball bouncing on a pillow and a ball bouncing on a solid ground floor. And you would see here, if we try to bounce a ball on top of a pillow, you would see that we know that it will not be bouncing back up high because the pillow is soft. And it will not be bouncing too high because when we compare it with the challenges in life, if you do not experience hard challenges, you end up not being able to soar high. Okay, because sometimes people already give up and they think that this is already so hard, they don't want to continue anymore. But remember, those challenges, those hard challenges that you're experiencing, those are actually molding you to become a much stronger person and individual. Okay, consider that as a thought to think about. And remember, once you go and experience situations from where you experience hardship, let's compare it again to the ball. If we try to bounce the ball on top of a solid ground floor, we know that it will be bouncing back up high because the ground is hard. And when we know that life is hard, we will experience hardship similar to the hard solid ground. And as long as we don't give up and we combine hard work and set our goals to shoot that ball, I'm sure you will be able to bounce back up higher and achieve your dreams. I am very sure that you will be achieving your dreams with the proper mentality, the proper habits that you get to develop. I'm sure you will be able to land the job that you want, and that will be as a web designer, as a freelance, or as an employee. As long as you don't give up and you keep on continuously improving yourself, I'm sure you will be able to reach your dreams. Just try to observe right now, class, you were able to finish at least 100 lessons. That will be equivalent to 100 day if you finish each lessons per day, you were already able to finish 100 days. Just imagine that. That's actually a win for you. So I also suggest that you keep notes about your wins besides from the diary inside of your computer that we talked about in previous lessons. I would highly recommend that you have a notebook so that you can go and take note of your wins, document your achievements, and have a habit of writing down notes as according to a quote. I take note of special things each day that I want to remember later, and I practice remembering those things. So remember, it doesn't have to be a big win. If it's a small win, take note of that. Like, for example, you were able to solve a challenge, you were able to beat a bug, or you have finished one of your steps towards adding a new feature in your website or in the software that you're trying to develop. Have those as personal wins. That will be helping you develop habits, and it will be a good way for you to really document the things that you have done, and you can look back at it. This was how I built my first website. This is how I built my first project. At least you'll have something to reminisce on about. And another thing that I want to finally share to you here in this lesson will be, I would highly recommend that you go to this website because you have already accomplished 100 days or 100 lessons. I believe this will be another way for you to commit yourself to another challenge. And it's actually a website or the official website of the 100 Days of Code Challenge. So if we go down here, you would see that there are two main rules. Number one, code minimum an hour a day, every day for the next 100 days. Tweet your progress every day with the hashtag 100 Days of Code hashtag here. And you can go and click on the link here for you to learn more about the rules here. But I'm just going to show you here some of the instructions. So you can go and commit to the challenge, join the 100 Days of Code, plan, formulate what you want to work on during the challenge. It might be learning a framework or starting a journey of learning to code or improving your skill level with a particular technology or a programming language. Just make sure don't spend too much time with the planning, but get your hands dirty, okay? Start doing the things that you have listed down. So from today on, for the next 100 days, tweet your progress every day using the 100 Days of Code in Twitter. So at least you will also meet some people and you also get to build your community or network. You might not know the people that you meet here will be people who will be hiring you in the future for a job. Or you might even find study partners, people who will be helping you be accountable in learning. So this will be a good way for you to build your networks. And here we also have here an instruction from where you will be forking this in a GitHub repo. GitHub is a website from where you can go and store your files, your projects, and you can even have it hosted for free. That's the good thing about GitHub. They allow you to have GitHub pages. That will be a good way for you to use that platform so that some of your future employers will see your projects and they will be able to access it through the internet. In the next lesson, I'm going to help and run you through the process of creating your own GitHub account so that you can already go and commit yourself to the 100 Days of Code Challenge. So thank you. See you on our next lesson.